Hi guys, welcome to Bravingtruth podcast. My name is Alana. Today, I just want to talk about running from God and to God. So, a while ago, it's definitely over 3 months ago, 2 years prior from today, not legit today, but current time, I felt like I was running from God and I thought I was running to God, but I actually was running from God. Yeah, that's a lot, right? So I'm thinking I'm doing something, but not all my actions are aligning up, showing that I'm running to Him. But instead, it displayed that I was actually running from Him. And I didn't realize this, that I was doing for a while. Didn't click to me. I didn't realize it. I didn't pick up on it. And I actually was confronted about it. And I was like, wow, this is what I'm doing. I'm not doing right by God. And I was just so shocked that I was stuck in the cycle of insanity for 2 years. And time has passed, thank God. Thank God, God is a God that redeems, and that I'm here today actually running to God and not away from God, and actually can say that I'm running to Him and more hungry for Him than ever before, and wanting to know more about what He has in store for me and who I am and how He sees me. I love to run. I was a runner for so many years in middle school and high school, even before middle school. And I actually want to pick up running again, but we'll see how that works. So I just have so much to say, and I just want to dive right in. I was running from God. I got confronted, and I'm actually thankful that I got confronted and that people in my life that are here to tell me the truth, even though I don't want to hear the truth all the time. But I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful that as time goes on, I could just see more and more of the different things that I was doing, displaying that I was running from God. Secondly, I feel like, and I've learned, and I can tell you that running from God does absolutely nothing. It doesn't make anything better. It doesn't speed up time. It doesn't make the situation better. You just become used to it, numb to what's going on, and actually truly being insanity. And insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. And that was definitely me. I was doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. One minute I had faith in God, thinking that God was going to do what I've been praying for, and in another minute I was doubting God and asking, "Are you even there? Are you even hearing my prayers? Like, what is all this? Why is all this happening to me?" And a lot of times in those moments, I was always pulling the me card. Yikes. And the me card can only get you so far. Like, after a while, it's not just about me and how I feel and what I think. Like, there's others around me, there's others involved in these things. And sometimes we just have to put ourselves to the side and be like, what's the bigger picture besides just myself? I feel like when you're running from God, your mind is clouded. You're not thinking straight. You don't have peace. You're always back and forth on what to do, what not to do. Should I do this? Should I not do that? Is this right? Is this not right? And that's one way it can look. Another way it can look is being like truly numb and just doing the same routine over and over and just like, okay, like this is just what I'm supposed to do. And I'm honoring God and I'm serving God. But it's like, are you doing it with true passion, true desire, true excitement? Are you just doing it because you know you need to do it? There's a difference between doing something and knowing that you're supposed to do it. And there's a difference in doing something, actually doing it and excelling in it and doing it properly and leading it the right way. So, when you run from God, your emotions are clouded, right? Your mind is clouded, right? Like I said, and you don't have a true balance or clear mind to even hear what God is saying to you or is trying to speak to you. A lot of times when we're praying for things and we feel isolated, we think that God doesn't hear us. I thought God didn't hear me. I thought God didn't hear my prayers, all the prayers that I was asking for of healing. And it's not true. It was just that I didn't have a sound mind to be able to truly tune in to listen to what God was saying. One, maybe because I didn't want to hear it, but two, my emotions were on a high. So when your emotions are on a high, we can't think clearly, right? But then we're expecting and demanding God to answer us and speak to us. And it's like, hello, get it together. Get your mind right. Get your emotions intact. Figure out how to self-regulate. Figure out how to control yourself and put aside all those other things to be able to hear clearly from God. I feel like for me, the consequences of running from God wasn't pretty, right? And I said before that God does redeem, right? And there's no record of wrong, but anything we do has consequences, right? We can be on a path to better, greater, faster, or we can be on the path of insanity. And I feel like the consequences for me in running from God was just truly being stripped of everything and having to start over. And I mean that legit in any way you think about right now. Like stripped of everything, having to find a new routine, having to figure out how to do daily life, having to be able to have conversations with people, having to be able to rebuild something that was technically um, broken, where the foundation wasn't solid. So it broke, right? And on me, it was a consequence because it made me have to do more. It made me have to humble myself. It made me have to put my pride to the side. It made me have to take into consideration what people were actually telling me and knowing that it was coming from a place of love and to only better me and not harm me. I feel like also too, another consequence was running from God is wanting better things and wanting to do better, but not being obedient to the way that God calls us to do it. So we're running from God, but we're asking God for better. We're asking God to fix relationships. We're asking God to provide, but we're not being obedient to the way He calls and the way He wants us to do things. Okay. That's interesting, right? And I think also too, I feel like running from God got me nowhere. Didn't get me anywhere. That's the truth, right? But I did realize that the only way that I could get better, the only way that I could see different results in my life, was I had to make a decision within myself. No one could make it for me. My husband couldn't make it for me. Like, no one can make it for me. I had to make the decision myself, right? To see where I was, what I was doing, and deciding what I truly wanted to become and actually changing. It's one thing to want to become something, it's a second thing to change. But then there's a third thing to surrender. Yeah. Surrender, that's a big thing right there. And what I realized that I can't run from God anymore. In this thing that I'm in, right? In this time in my life that I'm in, I need to run to Him. I need Him to be my first person of contact. I need Him to be the foundation that is firm in my heart. Like He's there, His word is there, but I need to believe it. I need to have hope for that. And in order to rebuild and get to where I'm at now, I had to surrender legit everything, everything, everything. And surrender looks a lot of ways. I'm just going to say that people interpret surrendering certain ways, right? But there's only one true way of surrender. Let's be real here. Like we can surrender this part of our life, but we don't want to surrender that part of our life. We can surrender these two parts of our life, but not these four parts of our life. When truly surrender is surrendering every single thing in our life to Him and seeing what He does. And I have and had to surrender every single thing. What is every single thing to you? Okay. My marriage, my kids, what God is calling me to do, where we're going to be, like where is God taking us, what tomorrow is going to bring, what a month is going to bring for us, what the next 3 days are going to look like. Surrendering all that. surrendering my emotions, surrendering my feelings, surrendering relationships with my parents, surrendering relationships that I yearn for that I haven't achieved yet and I haven't conquered yet and I haven't felt like they were firm relationships. Um, Surrendering myself and my pride and just putting myself to the side and just being like, all right, God, here I am. Use me, Lord. Use me, Lord, because that's what I want. Right. And I realized that in this surrendering, it's just so much more peace. I'm just going to be real right now. There's so much more peace. There's so much more joy. There's so much more intentionality. There's so much more enjoying the moment because you're not even thinking about what 2 years look like because you're too busy basking in the present and the right now. And we all hear about surrender and what it looks like, but we all choose when we want to surrender. And to each its own. The sooner you learn to surrender, though, the better for yourself. I'm saying that, okay? The better for you. Less worry, less anxiety, more peace, more understanding, more joy, more grace. Surrendering is what God works best with. And when you surrender, God could do so much more. I was just thinking, there's so many songs that talk about surrender. There's so many songs that talk about a pure heart, clean hands. And surrendering is hard. It takes a lot, but it could be easy with Him. And I just want to leave you with this. God isn't chasing you to hurt you, but to heal you and use you. James 4:8 says, come close to God, and God will come close to you. Wash your hands, your sin. Purify your hearts, for your loyalty is divided between God and the world. Come close to God, and God will come close to us. Wash our hands. Purify our heart. And that's what God wants to do. So let's be the people that surrender and run to God. Surrendering is not easy. It takes a lot. But with God, it becomes easier. And the more freer you become, the more freer we can become to run our race. Truth Club, with God, it's easy. Without God, it's not easy. So I ask you today, what will you choose? To run to God or to run from God? But I will tell you that running to God is the best thing you can do for yourself versus running from Him. Thanks so much for listening to this podcast, and I just can't wait to see you next time. Bye. If you enjoyed and were encouraged by this episode, please share it with a friend or family member that will be blessed by it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, but most importantly, stick around for more uplifting and brave content. See you next time.